What's up? What's going on, world of YouTube? This is RJ Game News USA coming back at you, going over more game reviews. Today, we're going to go over Come Deliverance 2 and its review scores. So if you like that kind of content, if you like me going over the review scores off Metacritic, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. So let's jump into it. This game came out earlier in the month, and it got an 88 overall on Metacritic with 57 positive reviews and 4 mixed reviews. It has an 8.5 user score, so the user score matches up well with the overall Metacritic score. People are putting it in their short list of Game of the Year category. I looked at it, I thought about it, I considered it. I didn't buy it because I'm not really too much into hunger management systems and getting too down on the details on things like that. Some people are, and I hope they enjoy that game, and it looks like the critics did. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So, with a perfect 100 coming from Gamer Escape, saying, wow, just wow. That was my feeling when I hit the credits roll after just over 150 hours. I really lost myself in the game world, which is actually relatively accurate to the real world with its locations and layouts, as was the first game at times, more so than any other game. Yeah, this definitely seems like, for me, Xenoblade stuff I get lost in. So I'm not going to criticize anybody that gets lost in Kingdom Come Deliverance. Clearly some reviewers have, because that wasn't the only perfect score. GameLiner, Dextero, Hey Poor Player, WCC Fetch, VG247, Windows Central, Game Rant, and Tryhard Guides, IGN Portugal, V Games, Combo Infinite, Radio Times, all gave it a perfect 100. We don't have time to read all those reviews, so let's see some different perspectives, shall we? Dot Esports with a 95 says everything can go wrong during a playthrough of Kingdom Come 2, and even when it does, it's the most fun I've had in a medieval RPG in a long time. The first game scratched the survival game itch I wanted to experience within a narrative, and the second game expanded upon it. Envian and Destructoid also gave it 95s. That's not a score to sneeze at. It's obviously a good score. How about Area Jungus with a 93, saying the game is a masterpiece that has achieved the impossible, improving on its predecessor in every aspect while maintaining its essence. Despite its demanding initial learning curve, it offers a unique and rewarding experience that rewards patience. That's where I get fucked up. I don't have the patience. Now, some people, like I said, they've looked at me weird, like, how do you understand the Xenoblade battle system? Look, some games just jive better with others. That's what I'll say. So it's good to hear all these perspectives. Player 2 gave it a 91. Excuse me. Saying, this isn't an RPG for everyone. Fair point. I've made that point. It's fairly hardcore. It leans into history, albeit out of order, and it is mathematically very dense. What matters most, and after playing 100 hours of this damn thing and planning on diving back in, is that it's an RPG for me. Yep, and you know what? That's the thing. You know, you gotta remember, all reviewers are they're people. They're paid by a company, but they're people, and they're gonna have their own sets of biases and their own sets of opinions. And this guy loved the game. 91 is an odd score, though, to give it out of 100. There's going to be a ton of 90s. Just a shitload of 90s. I won't even name all the reviewers. But this is the rare. GameSpot and IGN both giving it a 90. GameSpot saying Deliverance 2 still stumbles in some aspects of its portrayal of the 15th century Bohemia. The shadow that lingered over the first game has mostly disappeared. This is a massively improved sequel in every other area, with better combat quest design and more. IGN said, in many ways, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 feels like it's picked up with the reactive first-person RPG torch that Bethesda left lying in the mud years ago in pursuit of a broader audience. And it has excellent melee combat. So a lot of people are liking this a little more than they liked Avowed. Like, Avowed in this game feel completely different. Avowed is more surface level. It's more quick pace. It's more my style, probably, than this. But as far as the reviews go, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2... Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is pretty good. A bunch of other 90s. Obviously, we're not going to go through every single 90 on here. But there's at least over a dozen reviewers that gave it a 90. How about every.it with an 87, saying 7 years after the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first game, we find ourselves closing the examination of its sequel with similar considerations, but to be placed in the context of an overall better epic, supported by writing and quest design of monumental quality. Vandal with an 86. Warhouse Studios refines its realistic medieval RPG with a detailed setting, an improved combat system, and a narrative that balances drama with absurd humor, offering an immersive experience. However, some technical errors, problems with the AI, and lack of clarity in the quest. So now we're starting to finally see some of the negatives coming up in the game. Vandal is talking about some glitches, some AI problems, lack of clarity in the quest. These are all issues that could range from minor to major, depending how bad they are. But they're the first reviewer I've seen that had to bring that up. Keep in mind, this is the PC review. PC often will fluctuate quite a bit depending what kind of rig you're using. There's a few 85s here. One from Gamer Sky saying that the game takes another step forward on its unique path. It can be seen as an enhanced version of the original, with many of its in-life simulation designs still providing a strong sense of immersion. The game offers plenty of freedom, allowing you to approach any way. Yeah, people really do care about that immersion. Like, I know a lot of people... I'm not the biggest... I don't care as much about immersion as others. So, I don't mind playing a game and realizing this is a game's game. You know what I mean? Like, it's gamey. I'm cool with that. But some people really want to feel completely lost in the world and even forget they're playing a game. They're playing a simulator or something. So I get that sentiment both ways there. We got a few 80s here. Comic Book, MGG, IGN, Dash Hound or whatever. IGN France. How about Spazio Games with their 80? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is an experience tailored for those who appreciate the slow passage of time. Not me. Uncompromising realism and the profound impact of every decision. It plunges you into a gritty, unforgiving Middle Ages, harsh, unfiltered, and devoid of shortcuts. See, some people, it all depends how you're going to read it. Glass half full or glass half empty. I read that and go, I know I'm not going to make it through this game. If you guys see any of my live streams, I have no patience. I've lost all patience. But for some of you, you read that review and you're like, I'm in. I'm hooked. This is what I want. And so I appreciate Spazio Games here for really laying out the case for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. and really letting you, the reader of the reviewer, decide if that's something you want, whether that's negative or positive. I really like that way of reviewing stuff there. Just really laying it out, the plain truth. Hooked Gamers with a 79 says, in many ways, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 strays so minimally from the path of its predecessor in both a positive and negative sense. In others, it effectively uses the existing blueprint to build on what went well. It is graphically improved. So yeah, we did see a lot of this, that it's a sequel, as far as it is a game that is really taking what the first game did and just making minor tweaks and improving upon it. How about New Game Network with a 78, saying, the medieval RPG series offers an improved sophomore effort, with another engaging and very immersive open world, interesting quest, and better technical performance. Not everyone will find joy in its rigid mechanics and challenging combat. Yeah, see, sometimes when you're approaching a game, some people love to just overcome the challenge of it. And I get it. There's aspects of gaming that I look at, and it's like a challenge to overcome, and there's reward in overcoming that challenge. Some people will be butting their head up against the wall, banging their head against the wall, wondering why the fuck did I buy this, because they can't get past a certain boss or a certain area. Lord knows I've done that a lot, and I tend to be straying more towards games that I'm just having a lot of fun with right from the jump, that are very action-packed and quick-paced, without much encumbrance, we'll say. How about Video Gamer with a 70, a first mixed review? Despite offering a gritty medieval RPG sandbox with a later dynamic open world stacked with detail, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is haunted by the same demons as the original. I hate this review a lot, actually, because it laid out like a sentence that makes it sound awesome. It said it's a medieval RPG sandbox with later dynamic open world stacked with detail. And then it comes in saying, but it's haunted by the same demons as the original. Would you like to explain, Video Gamer, what demons did the first Kingdom Come Deliverance have? He doesn't explain in this review. That is absurd. You cannot sit there and say, well, I had all these same problems the first one had. You have to reiterate, what are the problems? I'm not going to go back and find your review from the first game. It's not happening. And then we have, you know what? I am not surprised that we see this reviewer at the bottom of the list, or towards the bottom of the list, I should say. Eurogamer with a 60. Eurogamer, they're harsh. They are brutal. Eurogamer and The Guardian usually are brutal on reviews. Eurogamer with a 60, saying it is a hard and maddening slog at times, but one that still has its moments where it surprises and quietly delights. Like the original, this isn't an RPG designed to make you feel good. You continue to be little more than a passenger in this historical tapestry. Yep, and I said that from the jump. If that's something you don't like, it's just like with the Bloodborne games or Dark Souls games, even though that's totally different. Bashing your head against the wall a lot, figuring stuff out. Can you have the patience to deal with that? Is the challenge of overcoming, the reward of overcoming the challenge worth the effort? This reviewer does not think so. He was annoyed to be assigned this game, clearly. Our worst review is actually Games Hub, which is a 50, which is pretty wild considering the game is an 88 overall. If not for Eurogamer and Games Hub, we're looking at a 90 must-play on Metacritic, probably. But Games Hub with a 50 says, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a game that unabashedly demands you meet it on its level, which I do find somewhat admirable. I just constantly found it to be miserable. a miserable slog to engage with, where everything was 10 times more overblown than if it had been business as usual. Yep. Games Hub and Eurogamer, those reviewers just did not enjoy that vibe of game. So I'm not going to rip them too much. They're entitled to their opinion just like everybody else on the list. But yeah, it's a solid 88 overall. If you're looking for something to play, and if you're willing to try to overcome the challenge, then Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is there for you. So anyway, guys, that will end this video of me going over the review scores for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments below. We'll keep doing more. Like, share, sub, you know, all that shit. Thank you all for watching. RJ Game News USA out. Have a good one.